And welcome to today's episode of the program The Law, the People and Governance here on Spectrum Television. My name is Rachel David White. All right, so a quick one. This program is a program that exists to bridge the gap politics and, of course, gets feedback from the people to the government as well. Well, today we'll be talking about the just concluded supplementary elections in Nigeria. Of course, lots of issues emanate from there, so we'll take a look at all of those things today. The elections have come and gone. Okay, we had the presidential election, which took place on it was shifted to 18th. We also had the supplementary elections, which took place this weekend. Now, a whole lot of things. If we want to review Nigeria, I don't think we'll be having reruns again, but if need be, of course, we'll still have petitions in court. It would happen, but it seems we are having so many issues concerning electoral processes, how it's been done in election materials, returning officers, a whole lot of things. So we'll just take a look at them today. And one would be asking, what is wrong with Nigeria's? Haven't we gotten it right? We've been doing elections for a long time now. What is the problem that we seem not to get it right up till this point? Even when we had a rerun, we still had glitch that we can't get it right. Those are the questions running through the minds of so many people today. But today we'll be taking a look at the Adamawa elections particularly, and we'll be joined live in the house by Barrister Martins Okpe. Of course, we had announced Binani as the winner of Adamawa governorship elections instead of Fintiri, and there were collation still going on according to reports.
Good morning, Nigeria. Year after year, they have been formed, educated, and
this service will finally be recognized.
Come May 17th this year, broadcasters all over Nigeria will gather at a hotel and suites for the maiden edition of the Nigerian Broadcasting Awards, an award ceremony set to reward hard work and excellence in the broadcast media. Voting starts on 20th April. They've served and they're still serving. It's time we say thank you. This award is organized by the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON.
David White. Well, I already told you what we'll be talking about today. Let's get to Adamawa and find out what really happened, as there was palpable tension in Adamawa State announced Aisha Binani Dahiru, candidate of All Progressives Congress APC, as the winner of the gubernatorial election. Several reactions have trailed the announcement, with INEC trying all its best to manage the damage done to its reputation as the electoral umpire. Within the tension still hanging thick in the air, there are actually 9 things we know at this moment. Is that the REC, that's the Resident Electoral Commissioner Hudu Yanusari, has no constitutional backing to have announced Binani the winner of the polls. The duty is reserved for the returning officer for the state, who happens to be Mr. Melela. One is that the returning officer was not present. as at the time when the REC announced the APC candidate as winner of the election, the returning officer was not present, and that led to many speculations that there could have been a rift between both officers as regards the result of the umpire had declared that the announcements suggesting that Aisha Binani Dahiru won the governorship election is null and void. Collation process not concluded. Suspended INEC made it clear on Sunday that there were still results to be collated. Consequently, electoral body suspended the collation of results of the supplementary elections. The fifth one is that as at Saturday night, Fintiri was leading before the incumbent governor of PDP candidates. Number 6, 10 more local government areas expected by 11 a.m. on Sunday morning. The collation of results from remaining 10 local governments was expected to commence. The REC went on to make the announcement even before any result was collated. The party had asked that the REC be arrested and an investigation be launched as to determine who he is working for or with. The party has also asked Nigerians to disregard the announcement. Number 8 is that Binani gave an acceptance speech. Meanwhile, she had already delivered an acceptance. According to her, being elected as the first female governor in the country would encourage other women to participate actively in politics. And finally, Fintiri, not afraid, deployed by the Independent National Electoral Commission. It said all results of the 69 polling units of the state have been uploaded on the INEC result viewing portal, IREV, adding that National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared as null and void the purported declaration of the All Progressives Congress APC governorship candidate in Adamawa State. Well, these are the things we are going to talk about today. I already told. Let's get to the main cause of the day. To stay tuned.
Good morning, Nigeria. Year after year, they have been informed, educated, and entertained up.
This service will finally be recognized.
Come May 17th this year, broadcasters all over Nigeria will gather at a hotel and suites for the maiden edition of the Nigerian Broadcasting Awards, an award ceremony set to reward hard work and excellence in the broadcast media. Voting starts on 23rd and they're still serving. It's time we say thank you. This award is organized by the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON.
One truth not often told is about the transformation that Africa has undergone in recent decades. Africa is shaping its own destiny and should be referred to as the African opportunity. Join Uyai Anyekan every Tuesday and Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. Spotlight Africa, telling the African story.
Nigerian police.
Up-to-date information on topical issues affecting the common Nigerian, from issues on politics, lifestyle, and so much more. Join Janice Kobum and Uyai Anyekan
every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Rise and Shine Daily, exclusive on Spectrum Television.
Good morning, Nigeria. Year after year, they have been informed, educated.
And now, this service will finally be recognized.
Come May 17th, ward hard work and excellence in the broadcast media. Voting starts on 20th April and ends on 4th May 2023. Visit www. Gets organized by Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, Bonn.
One truth.
By Barrister Martins Upeya, human rights lawyer, who is here to, of course, answer some questions. We'll just analyze the whole process to get better to the people, how it happened. But let's just take a look at the reactions of people when Binani was being announced as the governor-elect of Adamawa State. We had some footages of the whole event.
The whole declaration, the whole shenanigan that happened.
Okay.
Yes. Well, in Nigeria, as we have always discussed here, anything is possible. This is a total show
of shame on the part of INEC. I mean, you know, one person just single-handedly, you know, brought up this shame upon the name of the umpire, and which the umpire has come out to do something, you know, take a...
The one person is representing INEC. Who conduct the elections in Adamawa State? INEC. I wouldn't say much about what in other states. What happened in Lagos is similar to what happened on Sunday.
He was accompanied by the CP, that's the Commissioner of Police, in that state to commit such, I would say, an infraction, or how do I put it? It's an act of illegality.
Of course, yes. About what has happened in other states. For example, I use Lagos as a case study. All the indices, statistics of what could be, but INEC in Lagos State went ahead to declare the result. So it's possible that the REC has seen that if that could be done in a metropolitan state like Lagos and nothing happened, then he himself usurped the powers on his own and said, let me do this thing.
But
of course, I know
one could be asking, what really happened? I mean, it's like they just triggered, they just woke up. No, we can't have this act repeat itself again.
What the REC, in fact, what the REC has did on Sunday has it has no stint of legality in the law and not even in the act. Okay, it is not the duty of the REC.
But the returning officer.
But the returning officer, yes.
But he was nowhere to be found.
Of course, I was following the collation. They had adjourned collation by 9 a.m. to return by 11. That was the 10 o'clock. The REC moved into the collation center, resumed collation, and in fact, he did not even resume collation. He just went straight with a piece of paper
declare the winner.
To declare the winner.
Okay, you know, this is like something that happened in the presidential election come to play, where we saw INEC in the middle of the night, like people would say, like a thief in the night, when everybody was sleeping, declare Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner. It's being done.
How it happened in other places. This man knows this is Nigeria. It's not as if the REC of Adamawa doesn't know the legal implication of his actions.
It's quite funny. Actually.
He knows the legal, being God. He just did what he did. Because, of course, the REC of Adamawa knows very well that Section 64, Sub 4, Sub 5, Section 65, up to Section 66 of the Electoral Act 2022 clearly specifies the duty of this is not something that is not clear to the REC. And I wouldn't want to believe that the REC was under any form of duress for him to do what he did. So I want to believe that the REC knows.
Okay, let's still look in the case of Binani. Does INEC have the authority to overturn an already announced result?
Of course, the Act clearly states clearly, very unambiguous, that the the INEC chairman has the power to review results. So in calling off us in the form of review or suspension or in any form to announce the suspension of that coalition in Adamawa State. So he has the legal backing, of course, to suspend coalition.
Okay, come to think of it, the governor of Adamawa before now had said that he is perceiving that the wreck in the state may have been compromised. And when he
say it this way, history don't repeat itself, men repeat history. What do I mean by that? If you can take your mind down the memory lane, what led to the fall of what we saw in Adamawa happened years ago in Ogun State, when the ruling party, they were bent in taking Ogun State. Elections were done, votes in the announced a winner, and in that process, the youth took over the streets of Ogun State, and the government of the day sent army to take over Ogun State. That day was the fall of the Second Republic, which led to the military takeover. That was what ended Second Republic in Nigeria. So history has a way of coming back, but it doesn't repeat itself. It is men that actually repeat history. The act that was committed of bridging the peace of this country is capable of enthroning military takeover in Nigeria again. What is wrong in doing a free and fair election? What even led to the declaration of
Binani?
No, not Binani. The declaration of elections in Adamawa State inconclusive perfectly for for INEC to declare election in Adamawa inconclusive and call for a supplementary election. Yes, but however, that happened. Now, I wouldn't want to believe that. So there are some powers from above that must have sent the RIC to go ahead and do that. Of course, the RIC knows very well that it's not his duty to do to declare result of elections. So the ruling party must be careful the way they are going about in this particular election, because it is capable of triggering so many things in this country.
Okay, you know, talking about the RIC may have been, you know, have certain speech when she herself knows that collision of results was still ongoing. So it looks like she had already planned, because she had already kept her speech ready, knowing that, oh, she's going to emerge the winner, and once it happened, she quickly, you know, jumped up to give acceptance speech.
There is no act of illegality on the part of Binani giving acceptance speech. Yes, of course, anybody can write his or her own acceptance speech and keep, and being prepared, and you know, politicians always believe they will win.
Of course.
So there's no illegality on that part. But however, the law clearly stipulates punishments for officers of the commission who have offended the law.
Okay, now Atiku Abubakar said, before now, he had said that INEC is planning to rig election for APC. So I'll just go through his speech, then we'll talk about it. Well, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, APC, in the 2023 presidential election, Atiku Abubakar, said that there are plans to subvert the will of the people in the ongoing governorship election in Adamawa State. In a press release signed by his media advisor, Paul Ibe, he said there are plans to incite violence and undermine democracy in the state. Now, he stated that the initial decision of the resident electoral commissioner in Adamawa symbolic nature of the 2023 elections in general. Now, he said, here in Adamawa, we are witnesses to a novel practice in election management where a resident electoral commissioner go down and then we'll read more. So after saying that, he he also said that it is not in doubt that INEC has approached the Adamawa state election with a present agenda of declaring the APC at all costs. Let's also take note of that. He said, it is therefore on this note that we wish to inform the world that such behavior by INEC has a natural consequence of unsettling the peace and security of the society, which you talked about. He said, we have seen how INEC conducted the February 25th and March 18th elections against the run of play and challenging cheated candidates to go to court, knowing full well the agenda that they are up to. It must be recorded that whatever the consequences of the scheme being scripted, both the INEC and the those vested with state powers should be blamed for the consequences of such actions. I have promised her. That's what I talked about. Okay, recall that this was the same resident electoral commissioner who pressured the returning officer to manipulate the result of the contentious furor that the Adamawa rig and any other parties complicit in this treasonable act should be arrested immediately and persecuted to the full extent of the law to serve as a deterrent to anti-democratic forces who may want to torpedo our democracy and provoke violence.
Very well.
Now, before then, I know that there were speculations initially when the elections took place in March 18th that, oh, come on, it would be a shame if Binani had won, APC person wins in the state of the presidential candidates of the PDP. I mean, it would be this morning, okay, through his media, it says a whole lot. So just take a look at, let's take a look at his points, his different points.
Only to be acted by the resident electoral commission.
Now that still takes me to the part where I said, doesn't it look like, according to the PDP presidential winner of this election, so just prepare yourself?
Well, I am still saying that Binani giving an acceptance speech, there is no illegality on her part.
Okay.
Of course, even if the speech was oral, what would the PDP say? They will still say something different. Anybody can give acceptance speech in as much as another as the winner. So on her part, she is just playing a role as someone that has been declared a winner.
Okay.
However, the main issue should be what led to a declaration. And of course, I am saying this that the resident electoral commissioner of Adamawa State must be arrested and prosecuted with immediate effect.
That makes me want to ask, what do you think should be done, or what does the law say should be done to the rig who clearly committed such a serious infraction?
The law is very clear. Section 1 for officers of the commission who have committed infractions.
Okay, just a minute, okay? While we're talking, some calls came in, but we had to keep that aside. So this is me reminding the people that they can be part of the conversation by calling the phone number displayed on the TV screen. Send us a text message or a WhatsApp message. What do you think about the event? There's going to be another rerun again. So go ahead.
I am happy that INEC have been able to swiftly arrest the situation without allowing it to escalate to a situation where you have a breach of the public peace by calling the REC to Abuja, by declaring whatever the REC had done in Adamawa a null and void. And Section 249 of the Electoral Act clearly talks about punishment for the person of the REC of Adamawa State for having committed such an infraction on his part, having known very well that it is not his duty to have declared results, but he went ahead to do it. One, he should be arrested. The REC had no moral, no constitutional, and no legal grounds to have declared the results in Adamawa State. And as such, the law must take its focus. And this has also shown the lapses created by the national body of INEC. And now, the states are taking after. We are criticizing the government, or we are criticizing the commission. No, but now they have taken their dance to naked to the market square, and now it is very open and clear that INEC In fact, they were just bound in declaring whoever they wanted to declare. And of course, whenever the result will declare, the next thing you hear is go to court.
Okay, let's just take a call before we come to that. Hello, good evening and welcome to the show. Please try to connect back to us. Yes, the issue of go to court has actually been, you know, would I say a norm, something that happens so easily. Let's just take another.
If we say to arrest the returning officer, who is to arrest the returning officer? When the president, the chief commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is not the same thing applicable to the presidential election that held 25th of. Thank you. That's all my question.
All right, your question will be answered. Thank you so much, Franklin. You see, it now boils down to the same thing we've been talking here. It's quite funny, you know. Barrister, you've already said that INEC has actually been the cause of this issue, you know, and taken their...
Of course, I am in the position to answer.
Okay, then go ahead.
The law enforcement, he has been called to Abuja. Now, he has to answer.
That is the REC, right?
Yeah,
that's
of course, the REC has been called to Abuja.
Who then looks into the fact that INEC, in the middle of the night when everybody was sleeping, announced Ahmed Bola Tinubu as president-elect, and nothing was being it stands. So let's just wait for another 4 years.
Okay, you see, the difference is a bit. The case is a bit different here.
Okay.
Now, in the case of Adamawa State, the returning officer was the one who anchored the collation. By 9 o'clock, they had adjourned collation to return by 11. Before that time, somebody whom the law does not vest the powers
on, yes,
to announce results and declare the winners of the returning officer and announced a winner. One, it is very clear that he impersonated the returning officer. That is an act of impersonation. Only 6 local governments were collected and results announced. 10 more local governments were still left uncollected and unannounced. While waiting for 11 o'clock, and collation did not reach the last stage in Adamawa case. Now, in the issue of the presidential election, all the 36 states of the federation and the FCT elections results were collated and announced. The processes got itself naturally into the prescribed and the laid down rules. So the process winded up itself naturally to its end. There was no state that was not announced. There was in fact, in the morning. For me, it is not actually about the time. Nigerians were only talking that while Nigerians were in deep sleep, that the INEC chairman announced. No, for me, the time does not really matter, because the Electoral Act doesn't time in which the process ended.
Okay.
Yes, I was following the entire process. The process ended at that period of time. Even if you wanted to take the announcement to 10 or 10 o'clock in the morning, there is not collation till maybe in the morning when Nigerians are awake.
No, when he's not doing it in sleepy eyes.
Okay, for him to announce the winner. But the process had gotten to the last stage for him to. So in the case of Adamawa, 10 more states remains unannounced and not collated. So why hasten up to take up someone's job?
Oh, okay. It looks like time is running too fast. We have a lot to talk about. So, you know, the issue we were going to talk about, the issue of going to court. Before now, it used to be someone with clear conscience that says, oh, maybe you have to swear an oath. It says, no problem, give me the oath, I'm going to swear. But I know we've also seen, especially most swear the oath and nothing happens to that person. So in the case of go to court, they say it with so much confidence, like they've got the court in their hands, already compromised, already fixed up, already overturned in their favor. So it's normal to say go to court now after elections, go to court. So maybe we expected Binani to have.
it boils down to what we have been saying in this country. Now, because of how election results were declared in the presidential and in the governorship of March 18, Adamawa State Reg had also seen the possibility of announcing a loser, the winner, knowing fully well that the next thing, the judicial system have been bastardized to a level that anybody can just say go to court, knowing fully well that it is difficult to get justice from the courtroom. Instead, he knows declared as the winner in any position, because once once you declare me, the next thing is the other party go to court, and of course he knows very well that it will be difficult
to win in court.
That again should remind the judiciary.
Now,
people will begin to be afraid of the judiciary. If the judiciary should stand on their feet in this particular 2023 general elections and do what is right, you see that these shenanigans of declaring anybody at any point in time, whether someone scored one vote or he did not even have one vote, they will just declare him and say go to court. It's because the judiciary have opened.
We'll meet in court.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you so much. Back to the people. Sorry, we had network issues. If you couldn't reach us, you're sure going to reach us tomorrow. Well, this is where we close our curtains for today on the program. The law of the elections have been declared null and void by INEC. Tomorrow, we'll take a deep look into that and other stories too. Stay tuned for now. Don't forget to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, SpectrumTv.n.